What's up, everybody? Scruff Dog here. Today we're just going to do a quick video of a little drone I made out of some jet airplane engines and some basic pieces. On each leg is an air intake, a reaction wheel, a methane-only fuel tank that's only filled about halfway. I think it's got like 0.1. So yeah, just under halfway to save some weight, because these engines do not burn a whole lot of fuel. I think you can probably get about 20 minutes of flight time out of this, which is actually pretty par on for a real drone. It's got landing gear for your camera rigs and such that may be underneath, and that should be pointing straight down. Yeah, it'll fix itself when it loads. So the green lights are your like main up lights, I guess you'll call it. You'll see what I mean. So you know how you're flying. Red lights should generally be down or away from you. A little solar panel in there to help charge it in case you're idling at night or flying, or like if you start up at night and you gotta time warp it to the daytime. That helps keep the batteries charged while you're time warping and while you're flying. But the engines also have alternators. Then underneath the fuel tanks, we have another reaction wheel, and then the actual little jet engine itself, which is not a fuel tank, just one of these little extra small guys. They have reverse in them, almost instant reverse, which is also why I use them, because I can help you if you want to do a little stunts and tricks and stuff, landing gear, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and the probe, I installed it and then I turned it 45 degrees so that when you fly it, if it's 90 degrees, one of these is always up. But if you turn it 45, these two are kind of always up. You'll see what I mean. And then there's another surprise in there that you'll see once we take off. So let's get ready to rock and roll. This is a really fun little dude to fly. You can probably already kind of see the surprise. So when you're ready to go, I just leave it at 100% for most of the time and just go for it. Pull that gear up, bam. Nice. So now you see what I mean by having the green lights up. And I have 8 reaction wheels on there just to help this thing, really twist around and lock into place. Whee! It's a stunt jet. You just got to get used to playing with the keys and jiggling them around, and you start to kind of figure out how to do some cool stuff. And here, I'll show you the reverse thrust here. I have that set up on custom key 3, so I can just reach straight up over the W and tap it. So now we can fly backwards. Controls are definitely backwards. Whoa. So now you can do one of these. See, the fuel's going down pretty slow. As long as you got enough air intake, which is easy enough for these little engines. I've only been flying it in this iteration for like a couple days, but this is super fun. I've tried different sizes, longer arms, shorter arms. This seems to be pretty much the sweet spot for this engine. And if you go too big, it's just too slow and bulky to do much with. But it's a fun little thing just to goof around with. We're going to have to figure out how to get this to another planet. I think Lathe, one of the moons on Joule, has enough atmosphere for jet engines. Oh, and the other thing you can do here, let me find the right view. This is, yeah, this is it. Okay. Oop, wrong button. So now your view is locked in with it. Pretty first person-y, I guess. Definitely a little more challenging to fly. Yeah. Dizzy warning, here we go. Didn't make it. Wow, real dizzy warning. Holy crap. So yeah, this is my fun little drone deal. Give it a little flight and then I will let you go for the day. Probably be a couple more weeks until I do a live stream. Got something I gotta take care of. So I figured I'd go ahead and this is actually going to end up being a one-shot recording. Show you my new toy. So far, this is the most nimblest version I've come up with. I may experiment with something larger. Can we thread? Oh, no. Up, there we go. Alright. I may experiment with like some actual rocket engines and weird vector thrust and all that stuff as well, but for now this little dude is awesome. I guess if you want, let me know and I will put a craft file out for it. This is the fourth version of this specific one. Well, yeah, I guess before I go, we'll go ahead and land it. Still working on the best way to land it, so we'll see how this goes. Well, land it, you know, safely, I guess we should say. Let's go retro. You can do it. And not quite as easy to land as, say, a real drone, but... And also you gotta watch, because everything you do, as far as thrust in a jet, is kind of delayed. So it actually ends up being easier just to do full off, full off, full off. Whew! We lost a couple engines, but that's okay. Oh, yeah. It's a little hard landing, but it's a landing you can walk away from if I had a chair on it. All right, so that's my deal right there. We'll go ahead and crash it out since we only have one engine left anyway. So just something to mess around with, folks. Oh, is it even going to be able to get off the ground? Not. Oh, look at that. Okay. Oh, no, there we go. Alright, well, on that note, I'll let you guys go, guys and gals and everybody else. Have yourselves a good rest of your weekend, a good week, and a good time, and as always, be groovy to each other. See you later.